Hey guys, I'm Josh.
I'm Jackie.
Meet the Alphonses. So today, guys, we're gonna give you 5 tips to make or help your relationship thrive. Coming up next. If you're struggling with your relationship and you think your relationship is boring, hold tight because we got some tips, we got some ideas that'll help you in your relationship, your wife, your husband. Because let's face it, sometimes marriage can be tough, right? Our marriage is not golden, your marriage is not golden, but there's some things you must do to make your relationship fun again.
Alright, so the first tip I want to bring to y'all is one I would say teamwork. Because it's important. You are married to this person for the rest of your life if you do it right. So you want to make sure that you remember that you're not competing against each other, that you're actually working for the better of each other. So work together, whether it's housework, it's your individual jobs, if you are able to work together, you know, whatever you do, make sure you do it together and you do it to make your life, your relationship, your family life, whatever, make it better. So teamwork is always important. You're not against each other.
I always say teamwork make the dream work. So, I mean, because guess what? If you're in a relationship, you can't do it by yourself.
You really can't.
You just have to sit down and let your spouse know, hey, look, this is what's going on. We need to fix it. Yeah. So teamwork is very important. Matter of fact, that's probably one of the reasons why you married your spouse, because you guys have great teamwork. So you got to find that niche again. You got to go back in the closet, find the reason why you married your spouse. All right, that is very important. So teamwork is number 1.
Yep, and remember, like when one person wins, you win too. There's no one person win, you lose, or you off on the side. When you win, I win. When I win, you win. We win.
That's very important. All right. Number 2 is honesty. Honesty is very important, all right? For me personally, lying can lead you in the wrong direction, all right? Lying is never the right way to do it, and telling your spouse the truth 9 times out of 10 will eliminate a lot of problems, all right? Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna keep lying, and next thing you know, you're gonna feel like your lie is the truth. And that can cause arguing, that can cause plenty of nights of headaches, distrust, and we're not talking about just wait till the kids get involved, all right? It's gonna be really tough if you're expert at lying. So telling the truth, opening yourself up to your spouse is very important. And I know for me personally, sometimes pride can get in the way. And sometimes when pride get in the way, your honesty moves to the side, and that's when lying kicks in. So if you have a hard time telling the truth, maybe you need to sit down with your spouse. Let them know, hey, look, I've been lying. Go ahead and just spill the coffee. Let them know, hey, look, I've been lying, and it's time for me to tell the truth to make our relationship better. All right?
Interesting enough, that was mine too, but it was like honesty with love. And what I meant by that is like, you know how sometimes people who are brutally honest or just say the first thing that comes to their mind don't really think of how it can affect people. So what I mean with honesty with love is that you be honest with your spouse, but you also do it in a loving way. Don't be like trying to tear each other down or trying to make them feel worse. You just want to tell them with love. It's like when you correct someone, you don't want to just correct them in front of everybody and make them feel embarrassed. You want to correct them so they can be like, okay, yeah, I did mess up, so I can fix it. So it's always important to do it with love.
Adding love to it.
And one saying I love so much is you should always talk more gently to your spouse than you would anybody else. Because when you're married, we don't really think of it like this, but your spouse's opinion is probably the most important opinion to you. So if you come in, or if you like criticizing a lot, and that can really tear a person down on the inside. So always make sure, if you're going to be honest, if whatever it is, if you just want to like get it all out on the table, that you do it with love. You can be brutally honest when it's needed, but most of the time it's always good to just be gentle, think about what you're going to say, and just do it with love, so that way your spouse can heal, your spouse can correct themselves and not feel like a failure, you know?
And I'm guilty of that. I can sit here and tell you that I've had I've had problems where I'm honest, but I'm honest in a way to not fix the problem, but adding more fuel to the fire. If you're that type of person, you don't want to be. It's not good. All right, you have to be sincere with your wife or your husband. You have to let them know, like, look, I'm honest, but you know, but yes, that's right. I still love you, and let's just talk it out in a nice way, because your tone is very important when you're talking about honesty. Your wife or husband, they can feel when you're not sincere about being honest or any other thing. So honesty with love. Yeah. Great point. Number 3.
I would say consistency is very important, and that's a big one. Because what will happen is you'll do things, and then you'll get into this kind of routine, and you kind of start letting things fall by the wayside, and you're not doing them as much. You're not like giving your all. You're just kind of like half booty. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You always want to be consistent. It's hard sometimes, because sometimes life gets in the way. You have kids, your work life changes. You might lose a job, you might not have a job, or your job is like super crazy. Just, you have to be consistent.
I always say the key to success is repetition, consistency. The key to your relationship, all right? Mm-hmm. You have to be repetitive. You have to be consistent, because ultimately, if you lack off, it's a job, and if you're not willing to take that job, don't get married. You understand? Don't get married if you're not willing to settle down, if you're not willing to be consistent with your spouse, if you're not willing to love that person for the rest of their life. Marriage is not for you right now, and that is okay, you know, because I would rather for you not to be married than to marry and hurt that person. All right, and not be consistent. So yeah, don't do it if you're not ready for consistency.
It's like, you know, whatever you start your relationship off with, try to keep that going, because that's very important. If you started off being loving, being gentle, buying gifts, you know, going out. Not saying that you have to do it all the time, but at least that lets them know that you are important to me, and I love you, and I value you.
Number 4 is less arguing. All right. Now this one is a big one for me. All right, because I mean, it's just in my blood to debate. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's in my blood to debate. I don't know. Like, maybe I should go to school to be a lawyer or something. I don't know. But what you have to understand is, when you're with your spouse, a person that you're gonna be with for the rest of your life, your arguing is not worth it, guys. I mean, we have argued over dishes, who's gonna wash the clothes, who's gonna change the diaper, and it's normal. Don't think it's not normal, but what you have to understand is you have to control it, all right? You're gonna argue. That's just a fact of life. But if it gets to the point where diapers is about to cause you guys to get a divorce, something needs to change, all right? Something is not clicking, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so you have to pick your battles, especially with women, especially with pregnant women. Hint, hint. Especially with women, or I'm not just gonna say women, but anybody that's, because we all have certain sensitivities. You know, I'm sensitive to something, you know, that my wife is not sensitive to. My wife is sensitive to things that I'm not sensitive to. So you have to just know your spouse. And in our relationship, arguing is not healthy. You know, some relationships can argue and be fine the next day, but other relationships, sometimes, you know, when we argue, it can linger. It's not healthy. It's not healthy in general. So
everything is not really worth arguing about. You can maybe agree to disagree, but as far as arguing, don't even worry about like who wins. If you're trying to win, like, oh yeah, I got that person off right. You know, it's not about being right. It's about trying to make sure that y'all come to a consensus that y'all agree with. Y'all end it friendly, you know, no issues. I'm not mad at you. I ain't gonna push you down the stairs type deal. You know, you just, it's not always worth being right or trying to win. You just want to make sure that that playing field is level. You want to make sure that y'all just on the same page and y'all understand, you know, it is what it is. You know, we're going to let that go and we're going to keep going because everything is not worth it.
And one of the things that we have done,
it's not worth it. I'm not a good arguer, so I tend to like back
she
away.
tends to be quiet.
I'm like, you know what, I'm over here.
And some of the things that we find that helps, even though it may be, you know, maybe not the most accurate thing to do, but one of the things that help is just leave. Walk away, leave the house, go for a drive. And she does that. But
I don't go alone.
But what happened?
If I'm really, really mad.
And that is okay, because guess what? I have time to think about what I said. She have time to breathe, and then we come back together and we make it right.
You know what? It's interesting because I might do it, but that might not always be the best thing to do.
And that's what I said. It may not be the best thing to do, but it's not the worst, because I mean, that argument can escalate to a fight. You know what I'm saying? That argument can be
the shouting match. You want that?
Yeah, and then we got kids. We got 2 little girls, so seeing mom and daddy argue, I would rather for them to see mom and daddy, you know, be quiet and think about things before, you know, the escalation happen where, you know, police may have to be called, or violence, or I'm hitting my wife. I don't even want to talk like that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even the route that I can fathom right now with the family.
You probably want to like separate, but don't always think you have to like go somewhere, like I gotta go here, because sometimes doing it too can lead to other things, so you gotta be careful. But like definitely separate. If it's just getting to a point where it's getting too heated, separate, think, calm down, and then come back. Don't try to do it while you're mad, because then it's just gonna escalate, and you don't want that at all. It's like putting fuel on the fire and just watching it burn. Just let it burn.
What number?
Be on the fire. So number 5. Number 5 for me is quality time. Quality time is so important, and I love it. And what I mean by quality time is not just he's on playing the game, you on the phone.
Hey, I love my video games, guys. I'm sorry, man.
This is just an example. This ain't me saying don't play with the video games. Now see, now he messing up my video, and I'm trying to tell him what I'm. Anyway, no, quality time. Like, you really enjoy each other. You take the time to talk to each other, reconnect, rebuild that intimacy. Is so important. Even if it's just like maybe the kids go off and play, and y'all just sit there and talk about things that's going on with your day, things you're thinking about. That's very important. You do not want to lose that in your relationship. It's very important, and it's selfish of you if you don't really consider that and give your spouse that, because that's going to make them think that you don't care, or that you're not important to them. You don't want that.
And guys, as funny as it sounds, you know, a lot of guys like to we like to be in our empty box sometimes. We like to play video games. We like to, you know, do what guys do. But you gotta understand that your wife or husband, well, in this particular situation, my wife is important, and I got to express that. Again, consistency. You know, I gotta express my love. And sometimes for us particularly, we're in the military. Well, she's in the military now, and sometimes, you know, moving, you know, going back and forth to things, going to different countries. Sometimes that quality of time, and then also we don't have babysitters. Like, you know, we're not home. We don't have, you know, I can't call my sister and say, hey, can you come babysit? You know, we want that quality time. So it's extra difficult for us. And what we have to do is we have to build trust over and over. And I think as hard as that is for us to do, I think that have built us, made us stronger, because now we can know how to, we know what to do, you know, we are mature in that area. And I think quality time, again, guys, is very important. If you're not spending quality time with your spouse, I mean, get with it. What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah.
You know, get with it.
Yeah, y'all sitting next to each other. Just because you're in each other's space doesn't mean that's quality time. You're just there. You want quality time. You want,
right.
You know, hey, how you doing? Right. All that. You want that. You don't want just, You could be in each other's presence and not be present.
Oh, that's sense. Good.
So,
you could be in each other's presence. I gotta say that again. And not be present.
So you don't want that. You want to.
You want to be there.
You want to be there. You want to be engaged. It's
engaged. Man, look at you. She preaching. I didn't expect this. Okay, I didn't expect all this now. You know what I'm saying?
See, he didn't know how deep I was. That's what I'm telling you. So.
That was 9?
No, I said that was mine, but I don't know what number that was.
That was 5.
5 or 6? Yeah, that was 5.
Jackie, look, it's recording.
Oh. We just went straight on into it.
Okay.
Oh, right. Sorry. 1,
2, 3. Hey guys, I'm Josh.
I'm Jackie.
Meet the Alphonses.
Oh God. That was me.
1.